We are not.
Where am I back in the days? Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jabu Fagude. Welcome to Pit to Palace, our podcast where we speak nothing but business and entertainment. So today we've got a beautiful person, a beautiful lady by the name of Dorcus Malatjie. She is well known at Tembisa, I think. So she's a Tembisan. She's a teacher, a young teacher, an inspiration to our youth, to our young people. And yeah, so we will be hearing a lot from her and find out to see what is what and who is Dorcus, right, sis?
Yes.
Yeah, let's how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
All is well, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
You're right.
Yeah. So I'll share who's Dorcus? Let's get on to it. Who's Dorcus?
Dorcus, ne? Dorcus is a child of God.
Ooh, okay. Blessed Dorcus Malatjie.
Blessed Dorcus Malatjie.
Okay.
That's the first thing you need to Dorcus first.
So you want to put that forward, so people must know who you are.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
I am a child of God first, a born again Christian.
Born again.
A born again.
Holy Spirit filled.
G.
Oh, tongue talking.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm 29 years of age. I was born and raised in Tembisa. Currently, I'm a teacher at primary school. I teach maths. I'm a netball coach. And I'm a highly self-motivated, free-spirited young woman
Okay.
who is passionate about education, sports, and children, especially a girl child.
What motivates you, Dorcus?
What motivates Dorcus is the background. It leads to Dorcus being who is she today.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole background shaped who I am, and it motivated me to do better in life, to be somebody who owns something in the community.
So, your background in Johnny, do you mind sharing? Did you grow up in poverty like most people will share with you? And I took that in, and I'm using that as a fire that burns inside me. What's the story?
The story, that's actually the story of poverty.
Okay.
Like growing up in poverty and getting to a point where you are like, this is not going to be my portion. I'm not going to live the rest of my life like this. So it is that shaped who I am today.
Okay.
It is that gave me the energy, the drive to fight and be somebody to change the situation, to prove to young people, it doesn't matter where you come from. The background does not identify or determine which you uzubayini in future.
Have you proven to yourself though?
Yes, I have proven, and I'm still proving to myself.
To yourself.
Yes, I'm still proving to myself where I come from cannot determine who I am and hold me back into achieving the goals and the dreams that I have.
So Elokshini, you grew up in like Tembisa, obviously, right? But you went, and obviously you went to school, you went into teaching, and then. But what is it that made you want to do teaching as a career and as a vehicle to drive you out of poverty?
Actually, teaching was not on my mind as growing up.
Well,
I never wanted
you just
to
tripped
be
into teaching.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never wanted to be a teacher. Growing up, I wanted to be, you are young, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer, you want to be an accountant. Because
Not teaching.
I remember I was in grade 11 and my mathematics teacher advised me to do teaching, and it was like, never. I was one of the naughtiest learners.
The class A.
So I'm like, ma'am. No. But then after matric, I decided I'm going to do filming. Then I fell in love with filming.
Art.
And yes, art. So we applied with my dad for filming, but we didn't get it.
Was that your father's inspiration?
That was my dad's inspiration.
So it was he was the one pushing you into art.
He was the one pushing me into art, but then I ended up falling for it. I ended up loving it and wanting to do it. So I applied for filming.
Yeah.
Then finances. We didn't have finances for me to go to school. Then I decided.
At school, but they had accepted you at school.
They had accepted me.
Okay.
Yeah. Then sanabile mali ukuthi ngiye ngiqhubeke. So I thought, okay, what is it? And I realized I love maths. So there I am, I apply at university.
So you went back, in your mind, you went back to that, to what the maths teacher told you.
Yeah, I went back to what my maths teacher told you.
Then Tata, you be teacher. Yeah.
But you know what happened prior, ne?
Yeah.
I applied at University of Pretoria. I applied for internal auditing. I don't know why. I just saw myself applying for internal auditing, and 2 days before my lectures at I decided no.
Not for me.
Teaching, yeah. There's maths, I love maths. I can teach maths. At least I will teach maths. Let me just go for teaching and apply for a bursary. Then I applied for teaching, I applied for a Funza Shakat bursary.
Okay.
I got that. Then I got into teaching.
So obviously looking into your finances more than anything else.
Yes.
So it's this man teaching, I stress finance in terms of my family and stuff like that.
Yes, in terms of my family, I stress this bursary.
But the auditing, you have to pay.
The auditing, I have to pay. I have to apply. Yes, there's NSFAS, but sometimes NSFAS, it was taking time.
Not guaranteed.
It was taking time, and it's not guaranteed sometimes. Sometimes it pays not a full tuition.
Yes.
Yeah, and your parents still have to pay. And knowing it's okay, my mom doesn't have money to pay. My dad doesn't have money. I had to make a choice. It's okay. You love this career, but there's something that you can do for now.
Yeah.
Then when you are in teaching, then you can divert and do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Then I fell in love with teaching. And I believe it was God's plan.
Okay.
Yeah, growing up I never liked kids, near me. Then I joined teaching. I got into teaching and I found my purpose in teaching. That's when I realized, actually, a kid is the most important thing, more than anything. Even now, I'm at a process where I want to leave the classroom and move into a department of education or go to varsity. But I think of the child, but when I leave, that child goes because it's more about Mtwana, it's not more about the classroom, teaching in maths. Then I realized it was God's plan. He wanted me to find my purpose, and I found it.
Not a lot of teachers can speak like you do, huh?
Yeah.
It's all about when am I getting paid?
Depending, yeah.
Or 15.
We're getting paid on the 20th.
Oh, okay. So it's like when is figure need 20.
Yeah.
Then
my 20. Yeah.
How long have you been in teaching now?
I've been in teaching for 5 years now.
5 years.
I graduated in 2016. I started working in 2016, so it's been 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And you're still loving it, the way you sound, obviously.
I'm still loving it, but I want to grow. Yes, I want to grow, and I feel I've played my part. Like, I've got so much peace in me. I've played my part. I've found my purpose.
Okay.
Now I can move on. But at least now
within
I have
your purpose,
within my purpose.
Okay, just grow.
Just grow.
Elevate.
Yes. Leave the classroom. What I want to do now is to leave the classroom. It's your
elevation.
Yeah. Grow.
So now you are a teacher where Kula Sizwe?
I'm a teacher at Kula Sizwe.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a teacher at Kula Sizwe.
Primary school. Yeah. Okay. And is that where you started?
That's where I started.
Why Kula Sizwe? Did you go there?
No, I didn't go there.
How did you get to be planted at Kula Sizwe?
So that's another thing. You see, it's God's plan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's God's plan. I applied, I think, in about more than 50 schools in Pretoria, in Campton Park. I always wanted to be.
After graduation, that is?
That was before graduation, even after graduation.
Okay.
Yeah, I applied in different schools. I wanted to be in a private
school.
In a private school or a multiracial school.
Okay.
Then I got a call.
Yeah.
I didn't get even one interview. Like, I applied.
Out of the 50?
Out of the 50. I was driving with my dad, going up and down, putting in CVs, going to district.
Why is that, CV? Into the schools?
Into the schools. schools.
Yeah.
My department, in my district, bengifaka my CV, and my friends were getting calls, getting
taken left and right.
That's all, and I'm like, no ways, the devil is a liar. Why women with me izinto zethu zihambe harder.
Yes.
These people, they have everything, they grew up with that, and
they just get things like that.
And then this one time I was sitting, people are studying and working, and
so you're feeling what I'm in a gap year, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling what I'm in a gap year. I'm stressed out, and I got a call. It was on a Friday. It's a district Ekurulin, the one in Ekurulin North. They called me. It's okay. There is a post at Kulasizwe Primary School. Do you know where Kulasizwe is?
Like next door.
Kulasizwe. Where is Kulasizwe? That's not.
Oh, you didn't know where?
I didn't even know where Kulasizwe is. I didn't know anything about Kulasizwe. Yes, but I didn't apply. But no, just go to Kulasizwe. They're looking for a maths teacher there.
Okay, but so district knew that you were looking.
That placed me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They knew which I was looking for a job, so they placed me.
Okay.
Yeah, they placed me at Kulasizwe. Then I went to Kulasizwe. I met the principal.
So the Kulasizwe you've never applied.
I've never applied.
They are not part of the 50.
They are not part of the 50. I didn't even think of Kulasizwe.
Wow.
So they called me, and the day I went to Kulasizwe, funny thing is, I signed everything with the principal. She looks at my CV, and she's like, okay, I'm not going to interview you. I'm happy with everything.
Same time.
Yeah. But prior, when they told her, Uti, there's a child coming to your school, we are from Ufunza, I know I don't want him to lawyer. She tells me, Uti, she didn't want Abufunza. So she says to the department.
Why? What's up with that?
A lot of schools, they don't want Abufunza, they call us Abufunza. I think it comes with the attitude that a lot of young teachers bring with Ekurulin.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of teachers, like, we come here attitude.
Oh, plus you're still young, you just graduated from school and all that.
We have rights.
Yeah, and most of them, because obviously it's not their passion to be teachers, they went in because of financial constraint.
Exactly.
So they are coming in with a lot of attitude into the schools.
Exactly. So
that's why they call you Abufunza.
Yeah, that's me. Abufunza. So she gave them a combination. I want somebody who majored in math and isiZulu language. And she says to me, I gave them that combination because I knew it's right. And they were like, yes, that's the one. She majored in maths and isiZulu. Hence I'm saying it was God's plan. Because I majored in maths and I majored in isiZulu.
Wow.
So she took me in and I worked at Kulasizwe, and that's when I realized, wow.
And it didn't take you away from home?
It didn't take me away from home. It actually, when I got to Kulasizwe, I saw a lot of myself. I saw kids growing up. We have kids who are based in informal settlements. They walk to school with an empty stomach. They don't have food to eat at home. And single parents, and that was a reflection of me growing up.
Is that what you see? Yeah. Is that what you call myself? That mirror that you saw from the kids?
Like, I saw Mina growing up like in most of the kids. But you know what? Maybe this is my place to motivate these kids. This is where I should share my story to these kids. Let them know. But you know what? Look at you today. Tomorrow you can be something else, because I was there. As a child, I've been like, I know how to go to school with an empty stomach. Going to school with books covered in newspaper, in a plastic shopping bag, and you are 6, coming back from school, at least this couple say papa says corn so I can eat, you know? Yeah. So that life, and you grow up, you're like, no, this is the life in iPhone. This is one life in iPhone. God did not bring me to this
to live like this.
To live like this. Yeah. So hence I love teaching, I love kids. It's all about me inspiring them and let them know there is so much more to life. The world does not owe you anything. The government does not owe you anything. You have a purpose.
But what got you inspired? Because a lot of people, what you just mentioned to me, crumbles them into pieces. But I'm gonna use this negative energy and use it to drive me, and let it be a fuel in this vehicle. Because to be honest, I mean, you grew up in poverty. All you know is poverty.
All I know is poverty.
Which is cocoa, ne stash water.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then the language Kaya, it's not a language of success. We just talk in poverty all the time, and there is no any other person around you that you can see as a success, so to say.
Yeah.
You know, your father is hustling there and there, but then you managed to get that pull. What pulled you out? What would you say was that thing that carried you?
I think I would say it's prayers, my grandmother's prayers. Yeah, my grandmother is a God-fearing woman, so she believed in a prayer more than anything. So she's the one who used to motivate me. She's the one who used to say, Nana, one day you will take us. You are the Moses. She used to say to me, you are the Moses of this family. When I look at you, I see someone.
The savior.
Yeah, I see the savior. I see someone who will take us out of poverty. And trust me, when I started working, they didn't even expect a cent from me. You know, when we talk about black tax, they didn't give me all that.
You were not taxed.
Yeah, I was not taxed. My grandmother was like, no, I raised you so you can just change and break generational curses. It's not for you to come back and support us. It's not for you to come back and do things for us. You can do what you are able to do. You are
going to the promised land. Let us die in the desert.
Yeah, do what you are able to do. You are not
I hear you.
do everything. So I think it was those prayers. Me growing up and looking at my friends, they have everything.
Wow.
They have everything. Whatever they ask for, they have it. And
wow.
I think it was when I was 15, when it clicked with Dorcus, you have to change. Because when I was in grade 9, I started to fall into a trap. You know, it's adolescent stage. Started to bunk classes. Became the naughtiest child. Yeah, and abazali bangazi. They think Mtanetu is innocent and all that, and I almost failed grade 9. I think my report when it came and Mama don't say, how come you got these marks? It was a wake-up call in. We say no. Do you still want to live in poverty? Do you want to be like
the rest of us?
The rest of us.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I grew up in like it's a family. It's alcohol. It's poverty. There's no education. It's
imagine now
all generations everyone. You know, so I decided, no, this is not what I'm going to allow myself to. So I had to discipline myself from a very young age. I had to witness into his name.
So what was the bad influence at that grade 9? Would you say friends? Friends.
Yes.
So moving to grade 10, what did you do different than you did to grade 9?
Moving to grade 10, I moved from Ipulong. Now,
relocated.
I relocated from Ipulong, then I joined arts.
So you ditched the friends?
I ditched the friends.
Okay.
I participated in performing arts. That in say now because coming back from school, I had to.
You had something to do.
I had something to do. Yes.
Yes.
And with my dad, he was so overprotective. He didn't want me to go out. Friends had to come in. But
you don't have the time either for them.
Yeah.
Even if they do
come. Even if they do come, I don't have.
Like you are busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I can also say growing up in church. Growing up in church, I joined E-Wade Mina when I was in grade 11.
Okay.
Joining E-Wade.
Which year was this?
This was 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, 2009
wow.
I joined E-Wade with Kopano. Yeah. I joined, then I'm a youth service, I'm a youth meetings. Then that's when I was like, okay, now I want God. I want to know God. And
so that shaped you.
That shaped me.
Okay.
That shaped me after my.
So you never got too much onto alcohol.
I know.
Umjolo, privacy, and all that kind of stuff.
I got too much into alcohol when I was in tertiary. But that was like maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
It was in the
excitement.
Yeah, excitement. What is it? I feel like really alcohol. I was thinking is really alcohol. Because the thing is bitter.
Yeah.
Then I started drinking. Then I was drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
After 6 months, we're like, no, this is not me. At home, they don't know what I'm doing this.
Yeah. So you have to keep your bad habits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like my mom, my dad, wherever they are so proud. And we are doing that alone. Then I asked myself, are you doing this for parents or are you doing this for you? Then no, this is for me. If I'm going to allow alcohol, and growing up with my father, he drinks alcohol. My uncles drinks alcohol. I could see how alcohol influence alcohol is and I was like, no, I don't want
decisions they make.
The decisions they make.
Yeah, wow, man. The beauty of Uguti, you uhambo's cruise.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where the grace is more than anything else, because a lot of people, but of course, who's cruiser. Yeah, because then the journey gets exciting, and the deeper you go, the more exciting it gets.
Yeah.
Until to the end of destruction, obviously. But when you manage, would you say are the seeds of going to church, or maybe the seeds also including your grandmother's prayers as well?
I can say they are the seeds of going to church and the prayers that was growing up in the family. And I would say it's God. No, it's God's grace. It's God's grace, because the friends that I had. Like the ones saying but
you teach them.
During adolescent stage, that's where a lot of teenagers lose it. But that's where I was able to say no.
To reshape yourself.
Yeah, to reshape myself. And I think it's prayers, and I think it's God. God didn't want anything. I have this thing because of His grace, not because of His grace. Yeah.
That's very important. Now tell us, being a teacher now, obviously you have these kids.
Yeah.
What is the most fascinating thing that you find? What excites you about just being a teacher? Is it the teaching, or is it just the taking care of the kids and feeling their vibes and understanding their situations? Because obviously you can tell they came at the same time, but you can tell the situation by looking at them. The face, the smile, the attitude tells you. So what do? Do you find yourself parenting or teaching more?
I find myself parenting
more than the teaching itself.
I'm a friend more than a teacher.
So you take in the child, you
Mina, like I'm that teacher, like you'll enjoy being in my class. Like I become a child. From this person, tell me what's happening, and then we talk about everything. So it's more on the parenting than the teaching. I was telling a friend of mine last time, if they can say Tati chocolate, the whole day, it's fine. I can do that every day, and we just talk. So what I love most is them sharing their story, them being open and able to find a shoulder to cry on, able to find somebody who understands them, like in Suga from Uguba Mudala to their level. So I can connect more now
and being from there yourself, so obviously you understand.
Being there myself, I understand. There was one boy in 2017. That boy was the naughtiest child, and teachers were complaining Obafana, but I found myself loving Obafana. And especially these naughty kids, nibatanda more.
Because there's something special about them. They are just misguided.
They are just misguided. And then Ubafana one day said to me, when I grow up, I want to be like you, ma'am. And I'm like, how can a boy child want to be like me? I'm a female, it's why. That's because you're so disciplined. It shows it when you're from a rich family. Because people from a rich family are disciplined. So when you look at me, you think I'm from a rich family. Look at me now. Because it's then that touched me. It touched me. It's okay. So these kids, they think it's a poverty is driving them into a wrong direction. So that's when I was like, no. Let me share my story. I started to share my story with my whole class. I was like, you know what? I'm going we didn't have anything. I used to go to school. So that's what I love the most in the teaching. Yes, I love teaching. I like to see Abantwana Bamba pass.
Of course.
Yes, I like to see Abantwana Bamba pass. But it's more on Nana. go to school, funda, become something. Yeah, from a very young age, know who you are.
It's a lifeline.
It's not your fault that you were born there.
Yeah.
But you can grow up and change the situation. Yeah.
So where is Dorcas 5-10 years from today?
Dorcas 5-10 years from today, I see myself in a, wish I was in a
career-wise. Let's start there.
Okay, Dorcas, 10-5 years, I'm a doctor, I'm a professor.
Okay.
I'm at the Department of Education. If not in basic education, I'm in higher education. Yeah. Recently, I'm applying. I'm applying to be a lecturer in one of the university.
You're still studying?
Yes, I'm still studying. I'm a doctorate candidate at University of South Africa.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had my interview not so long, so I'm hoping for the best.
You finished your doctorate already?
No, I'm doing my doctorate.
Oh, you're doing it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. How far are you?
I've started this year.
Oh, your first. So
how
long it takes? 2 or 3 years?
It takes 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I registered late last year. Then now I'm busy with my proposal.
All right. So that when you are done, it qualifies you to
a doctor
and a lecturer at university.
Yes. A master's qualifies me to be a lecturer.
Okay.
Then a doctorate will qualify me to be a senior lecturer at the university. So now I've applied for a lecturer post.
So you've got the masters?
I've got the masters already. I've got the masters. Yes.
Ayakeleza son. Yo. Ayakeleza yo.
Asifuna ukubuyela ekhopheweni. Yabona leyo. Asifuna ukubuyela ekhopheweni.
Okay.
Yeah. So is that
so now you're skipping the high school level.
Yeah.
Why you want to skip the high school level? You feel ukuthi because indaba angeke ni connect.
No, not really. It's connected. It was never an mission to stay at class 3 or in a primary and high secondary school. Okay. My aim really was to be a curriculum designer one day because our curriculum for me now it's limits a black child, an African child. Yes, limits like it's funda isn't why ngizofunda ngentethe with label a locust. You understand it isn't so is that it's maybe our curriculum is like you are forcing a fish with
because they make these kids to see themselves as grasshoppers.
Exactly. It's like it's a fish from the water we make a survive because it's just one curriculum for everybody must just survive. If academically it's over already.
Of course.
Yeah, it's over already. So
while they have a lot to offer themselves.
Yes. So I always imagined myself with Department of Education changing maybe how the system is. Yes. So 10 years, 5 years from now, I'm not at primary or secondary. Yeah, I'm not there.
Wow, man, you've answered me. I think one of my questions, I've not asked you none of these questions, but one that I knew I had here was that if you were to be given a chance to be an MEC of education or maybe to be a minister of basic education, what's that one thing that Dorcas would change? But I think you've already answered it. But anyway, go ahead.
Like the curriculum. Yeah, that's number one, the system, the education system. We are sitting.
Change it to what though? What do you think it might work?
I think, I don't know. I think back in the days you guys had handiwork. You did
Are you including me now? When you say you guys, like, am I
you
back
are
in
not
the
that
days?
old. You are not.
Where am I? Am I back in the days? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but it's like people did my hand.
Yeah. We did those. Yes, we did those.
Yes, I believe it's
so bringing a lot of practicality, not just the theory education.
Yes. I think it's about time we teach kids maybe from grade 1 to grade 7 we can focus on one thing. Then from grade 7, whoever wants to do mathematics, you are based in mathematics. We have the root here maths. This is maths.
Pave the way for
Pave the way.
Yeah.
Engineering, we start from there.
History and geography, because they're unrelated.
Yes,
let him do what is mathematically channeled.
Okay. Yes. motivator from a very young age and let them get to know what is that I want to do as I grow up. At the age of 13, I think I love cooking. Then if you a chef,
kitchen from the school.
Now look at a South African. We were talking about it. If we take a South African child to a different country, they can struggle. But look at the Zimbabweans, the Mozambicans. They get to South Africa with nothing but a skill. They have a skill, and that changes so much now. We are not taught. It's like that. The education system is teaching a black child to grow up and work for somebody.
You know what I always thought it's the one key that is lacking with our education. Is to teach abantwana what do you call this thing? For them to be able to stand for themselves, not to be timidly, not to shy away. You know, because a lot. You take abantwana more, especially malokishini. You put them anyway, even guma semi-urban schools. The first things they shy away. They are too shy. They are too scared. They are. Abana self, they are not motivated.
They are not self-motivated.
They can't hold their own. They can't hold their own. So that's one thing that I really feel they need to change the education, so that abantwana bethu babe bold enough to stand. You know, so it does not matter ukuthi isilungu uyasazi or akasazi, but he needs to keep his head up, shoulders up, and just speak. And not feel shy about whether you are breaking this thing, because it's not yours anyways. It's meant to be broken if it's not yours.
Exactly.
You know? So let those who it's theirs, let them perfect it. But if it's not yours, it's fine that you're breaking it. Because we see it overseas with white people who is a Portuguese, they break English. But you don't see them shy away when they break English.
It's not.
Or when they see another person of another color. You don't see them shy away. But us black people, it's the more especially people who grew up in the township, it's the biggest struggle.
It is.
We see as somebody of a different color, already that person is above us.
And the English, like...
Already, we say that people now by status, and our Muslim.
It's like, that's how they feel, a lot of kids.
Already you failed. Already you failed.
No, I can't. Because I remember Nami, I used to struggle in tertiary because you grow up, teachers teach us in our mother tongue, and then we get to class, they ask a question. Even if I knew the answer, I wouldn't raise my hand because I felt because my English
it's not
good enough, and they pull at the English. My English is not good enough.
But the answer is good.
And the answer is good, and you think my answer is good, but because the English is not good enough. Look at like how many people are here in a lecture while they're going to laugh at me. So I agree with you, is to teach kids to stand for themselves, to believe, to have confidence, be self-motivated.
And it's not about English.
It's not about English. Like we've got Chinese.
Zulu.
Somebody,
they will find a translator if it's the issue of math. Anyway. And your father, now I hear you've been collecting some awards for your father in terms of the arts. Let's talk about that. What's going on in that part?
Because my dad was an artist, a well-known artist in Tembisa. He was big, in Tembisa, So they were honoring him to say thank you. One of the legends that we had to go at. It's just said it happened,
by Moses Mulelekwa.
It's Department of Arts, Culture and Recreation that was honoring him. They always have awards every year for artists, music, dance, and drama. So each and every year they honor
a lifetime achievement.
So that was a lifetime achievement.
Wow! How did that make you feel?
I was so excited and emotional at the same time because I wish he was there to collect it. Like he worked to go at, he paved a way. He really played a role So I really wished he was there to collect it, but I was so happy with at least
he's been recognized.
He's still being recognized.
Wow. And your speech, you made a speech there?
I just said thank you. I made a speech, but I just said...
Were you nervous?
There was like a lot of us, so we were given a short amount of time to say a speech. So I just said, thank you. My dad would have loved this award, and on his behalf, we are grateful. We thank God. Yeah. I just said thank you. It's giving God.
How important it is to be a teacher and to be Christian at the same time. Would you say that it gives you an upper hand compared to your fellow colleagues, or you're just the same?
No, we're not the same. I think me being a Christian, the challenges that we face with teaching, I take it to God. They can look at them when I'm but whatever challenge I face, because there's a lot of challenges with teaching. As a teacher, like you face a lot of challenges, and then with me it helps. I pray for every situation. I pray when I realize something is not going okay. When there are kids, I realize there's a problem with this child. I pray because I believe there's God who can change everything. Nothing is impossible with Jehovah. And like even when I feel sometimes which I want to give up, God always talks to me. The Holy Spirit will you can do this.
You have kids of your own?
I don't have kids of my own. But I can say I have one. My little brother now is my firstborn.
So not biologically though?
Not biologically though,
All right. Yeah. So you've taken in your little brother?
I've taken in my little brother.
As your own?
As my own. And I also wish to adopt in future.
Okay.
Yeah. I want kids of my own.
Actually.
I do want kids of my own, but I also wish I can adopt in future. That's how much I love kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, obviously you're waiting for the right time, right?
I'm waiting for the right time.
In the Christian way. You go in the Christian way?
Yeah.
Or you go across the bridge?
Never. Never. No, I'm waiting for the right time.
Okay. Also, I'm a promises was it was.
No, there's no brother. I'm single.
You single?
I'm single. I'm not in a relationship with anybody.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not in a relationship.
Wow. They're losing out. They are losing out. I hope somebody out there is seeing this.
No.
They are losing out. Wow, what's going on? Yini, Bayasaba. What's going on?
There's some kind of Bayasaba. I think Bayasaba. No, there was a point in time, I think I was 27 when I told myself, okay, let me just focus on
27. So about 2 years ago?
Yeah, 27, 2 years ago. I was like, no, let me just focus on my career. Let me focus on academics and sports at that time and not lose focus. Then when I'm done with my masters, when I feel okay, now I'm done, maybe I can focus, I can commit, then I can open up.
Yeah,
because
but
I never
do just a pillar, it's like go on, girl.
When I told myself no.
Wow,
I
these guys are losing out. Yo.
No, I was seeing somebody.
Yeah.
Then when we broke up, I was like, no, I can't keep on moving around. Yeah, moving around. So let me just focus.
Let me do my thing.
Let me do my thing, and the right person will come at the right time. When it's time, God will bring the person.
You're
so
right.
My thing now is I'm just focusing on myself and my career.
Wow. We go to the same church, you and I.
We go to the same church.
So you want to tell me not even a church? Not even a church. Nyakfara. You want to tell me not even a church? I mean, there's nobody saying, hey, Doki.
We are Grace Dinner,
okay, I see. Yo, I know. But anyway, it's a good thing that obviously you're doing it the godly way. And then you're doing you right now, doing your studies, obviously pushing the bar so that you get to where you want to be at the end of the day. And if you see your relationship as a distraction anyways, you don't need to be in one, so it's a good thing that you're doing what you're doing. And and obviously it puts a lot of challenge to the brothers who are out there as well to say, hey, usisi your elevator and you know, my game is too low. I need to do something.
Yeah, you need to do something.
You need to do something. Yeah, no, and in due time.
In due time.
Yeah. The Father has something special for you.
Yeah, no pressure.
No, definitely. And so now, if you were to say one thing to your family, more especially to your father, now that he's passed, right? How did that make you feel in the first place? When you lost him? It was
really hard.
Were you close with him?
Very. Like we had this father-daughter relationship because growing up, I didn't grow up with him. So I only met my dad when I was in grade 4. Okay. So he did all he can with space. So the relationship, we connected so much. Yes, as parents, sometimes we got misunderstandings, differences, you fight, but it was really painful for me. But at first I took it light. It's okay, no, he's gone, I'll be fine. And then a few weeks later, it was in 2019. 2019 in October,
just below 2 years ago.
Yeah, below 2 years ago, yeah.
Wow.
And that time I was doing my master's.
You just started? You were finishing?
I was supposed to finish my master's. The day my dad passed, it was the day I was supposed to submit my final transcript on my master's. So I couldn't submit. I was supposed to go to school and submit.
Was it a thesis?
Yes, it was a thesis. Yeah. So
was it ready though? Was it prepared?
It was done, and I was so excited. Finally, I'm done. So I was supposed to take it for editing. Then that's it. We submit.
Okay.
So I got a call. My kids were writing a test. Then I got a call. Your dad is sick. Can you call an ambulance? I'm like, yeah, please call an ambulance. I'm invigilating after that. Yeah. So after that, I'll come to the hospital. Please call the ambulance. Then the next thing we figure out this boy, Poisa, he used to look after my dad. During the day. Then Poisa is following, but you have to come home. Like instantly, I knew there was something wrong. I knew.
And after you are invigilator, meaning you must leave.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, Poisa, what's happening? Just tell me. And no, your dad's not breathing, but just come. We don't know what's happening. And I left. Like, I didn't even go to the office to say I'm leaving. I left. Then yeah, that was it. And it was
obviously it was declared.
Yeah. It was painful. That broke me. It took long. Even now I'm still dealing with it, but it's getting better and better. Yeah, it's healing. Yeah, it's healing now and then. Yeah.
And obviously with accolades like the one that you just went and got now,
it
makes it even better to bring in the healing forward.
Exactly.
Wow, man. Wow. It's touching. Touching my heart.
It was because even my master's, I was doing it with my dad.
So then the following year, you had to what?
Then the following year, I had to. Now after the funeral, I had to continue. Like immediately after.
So obviously that year you did not submit. So you had to redo your year now.
I had to redo my year. So I submitted in March. I ended up submitting in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it was a semester?
Yeah, it was a semester. So I ended up submitting everything in March. And luckily I had like the best supervisors ever. So they were supportive, they were there.
And you did well.
And I did well.
You dedicated that to him.
I dedicated like my whole energy to it. Yeah, I did everything and I graduated with a distinction. When I saw that distinction, I was like, I wish my dad was there because
distinction
he was part
of
masters. It. Yes.
Sure.
You know, he
those
was
two
part
words in distinction and masters. All in one line.
All in one line.
Wow,
and you know, coming to think with it, when my dad was sick, I was at a point where I'm like, no, even if I can just get this master's, it doesn't matter. He told him 50%, I just want to finish this and focus on my dad because it was draining. It was draining. Then when he passed, I was like, no, I'm going to push. I'm going to do this for him because he wanted me to do it. he wanted me to study. So wherever he is, I know my dad is proud. Yeah, he was a proud father, a very proud father.
Was he an educated man, or you one of the first in your family to break that curse?
I'm one of the first.
You're the first.
Yeah,
Okay.
both sides, from my
Both
mom
sides.
and my dad's side of the family.
So
they have matric after matric.
They've never gone beyond matric.
Yes, my dad did go and do his certificate to go arts.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
Not much though.
not much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he pushed
Yeah.
me to do better. He pushed
Wow.
me to do better. Yeah.
Wow. And how does it feel to break the curses, break the chains that are holding back your family on both sides?
On both sides.
On both
Yes,
sides.
on both
How
sides.
does it
because
feel?
You think, Uti,
What
wow.
humbles you about that? Because a lot of people, their heads will be
Yeah,
skyrocketed. Yeah, nyashisa.
No, I think what humbles me is the fact that I know it's not by my might or powers, it's God. So that
Akusiyi lo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kubuya
Akusiyi
fana
mwenza
nawe.
lezi.
So you cannot come here also brag.
Yeah.
So and that made me. I'm so happy because the generation that's coming now, they are pushing. Like
Yeah.
they are pushing, they are motivated,
In your
they are
family.
inspired. Yeah,
family.
in both family. I see them going to school. They want to be something.
Yeah.
They want to be something, and yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow, man, that's beautiful. You know, that's beautiful. You motivate me. You motivate me, honestly. It's beautiful to see a young woman like you doing what you're doing. You know, I mean, masters now. You're doing your doctorate.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it.
That's on its own. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And at your age, you know, and because some of us we got the wake up call slightly later
Yeah.
than you know. So we started picking up on what we should have done 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were like, why am I sitting around? But at least the wake up call came.
Yeah. At least the wake up call.
The wake up call. So one of your last things, if you were to share now with one of the young girls, Baselokshin, what words of encouragement would you share with them?
To young girls, especially young girls, I would say to
yeah.
them, there's more to life than immense attention. They must know that immense attention is not everything. So there's so much more to life. There's a purpose. You have a purpose.
Yeah.
You are beautiful. You are smart. You can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do anything. So go out there. Be you. Stand up for who you are, for what you believe in. Find something that you can do for yourself. And the right man will come at the right time. Yeah, that's the best thing. And that your background should not hold you back.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
And stay out of alcohol.
Stay out of alcohol. Stay out of alcohol. That's a pattern, but you can always party without alcohol.
And there's nothing that's annoying like a drunk girl. A drunk girl. It's maybe I'm talking from a man's point of view, but but DJ, you know, a woman who is just out of her mind, losing herself, and she's drunk and
out of control,
and she can't even control her undergarments and all those kind of things. There's nothing interesting there.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And now your netball team.
My netball team.
Yeah, you've got a netball team.
I've got a netball team.
All right.
Yeah, I'm coaching netball. Yeah.
Is it a township? What's going on? Where's that team?
Good team.
Like league. Are you guys professional or near just in the near gym?
No. We have. There's a league. It's a professional league.
Okay.
Yes, it's we are registered under Netball South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Tembisa Netball Association.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tembisa Netball Association. So I'm a teams wala Tembisa. We play, and then the next thing, we go to Ekurhuleni. Then they get recognized. They play. Like we have few girls who represented the district, who played for the province.
Okay.
Yes.
From Lai Tembisa.
From Lai Tembisa.
So when now you are a coach.
I'm a coach. I used to play, but then I got injured.
Oh, what happened?
I fell during the game. Yeah, a knee. I fell during a game, so now I'm taking a break until I heal completely.
Okay.
I'm taking a break.
How many teams are there in the township league?
In the township league, we have 4 divisions. We have 13, 15, 17, then we have open team. Then we have different teams coming in. Yeah. And
But our local businesses, are they putting in a hand?
They are. Yes, we do have our sponsors. We do have sponsors.
So it's semi-professional.
Yeah, it's semi-professional. It's getting there.
Oh.
You know, when it started, it's getting better. It's getting better and better. Yeah. So we're not doing this Gingy for fun. Yes, we're doing this to take abantwana out of Istrati, but also to give them something.
Something.
Yeah. It's not only eating Uksusa, Istrati, it's also
there's hope after.
You are talented in this, there's hope. You can become something. One day you would be able to see abantwana to claim for South Africa. You know, that's the best.
Any last words you want to share? We're done.
I'm grateful for this.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was a great session. It was a great session, and all the glory goes to God, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glory goes to God.
What more can I say? You just took the words out of my mouth. Thank you for what you are doing in the township. There is not a lot of women like you at your age who are doing what you are doing. And I do believe that you are paving a way for a lot of girls who are still coming behind you. And I know that, well, when I'm saying a lot of girls, I'm talking younger generation, you know, who are inspired to get into teaching and just to carry the life just like you carry it, you know. Because we know about mistress as yes. But you came in and you just changed the landscape. And so we appreciate you. And we wish you all the best in your move to the masters and the honors and everything else, and then to be a lecturer and a senior lecturer in the near future, eventually getting into the education district, right?
Yes.
So yes, and yeah, you're blessed, man. What else can I say?
I'm blessed.
What else can I say? Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to thank you. And yes, like we always say, what we need from you, just press the, what you call that button, the subscription button. Yes, subscribe to our show, Pit to Palace. And so that you can get these interviews as often as possible every time we've got a guest like our beautiful sister right here. And yes, so we appreciate you, we thank you, we love you, and thank you. Bye.